Hi, my name's Ollie from Your Guitar Academy and we're working together with the Guitar Magazine to bring you this lesson on how to play All Right Now by Free. So we're going to kick off with the solo today. There's this, on the album version, there's this little bit just before the solo. So we'll start with that and then we'll go into the main solo afterwards. So that bit sounds like this. There, we got it. So we are in a minor pentatonic here, shape 4. And it's a really cool sounding lick. It's quite a lot of sort of small bends happening. So we'll look at the frets first and then we'll talk about the bends after. So middle finger, 14th fret on the G string, and index finger, 13th fret on the B string. Okay, so we just alternate between them 3 times and then back down to the 14th fret. And then it's 15th fret on the B string, sorry. And then 13th fret on the B. And then 2 on the 14th fret of the G string. And then back up to the 13th fret on the B string. Okay? And that's the next lick. So that is 15th fret on the B string. Okay, full bend up, so that is 2 fret. And then release it, so to the 15th fret. Pull off to the 13th fret on the B string. And then finish with 2 on the 14th fret of the G string. Okay, so all together we've got. Okay, second time around we do the same first part. Okay, and then we've got. So that is 2. That starts with a full bend on the 15th fret again. And then a release to the 15th fret without the bend, pull off to the 13th fret, and then another full bend, and then after that we're going to bend up another tone and a half from there, so it is a mega bend. Okay, so you're really going to have to push the string up hard. Okay, and then after that it's 13th fret on the B string, 14th fret on the G string, and then come right up to the 15th fret on the E string, and it's the full bend there, okay? So, I'll try that part all together, like the second half of this. Okay, let's put the whole lot together. Okay, so I mentioned that there's little bends on all of these, so it gives it a bit of a more bluesy sort of sound, especially on this fret, on the 13th fret of the B string. Just do, it's not even a half bend, it's less than that. It almost makes it sound a bit out of tune, but it does have a really cool sound. So now we're going into the main solo and it sounds like this. So with this solo, I think the best way to do it is we're going to break it down into the different positions of the neck, because it's a great solo. It builds and it comes across the neck, so you go from low to high, and it's really memorable as well. It's very melodic. So I'm going to talk about the positions we're in and the scale shapes that we're using. So to begin with, we've got this bit. Okay, so we're in A major here. This is actually, you could think of this as coming out of shape 1 of A major pentatonic, which is... Okay, the actual frets we're on are 2nd fret on the G string, and then coming up to the 4th fret. Okay, and then we do another slide up to it, and then slide back down, and then we do it again. Okay, so you pick and then slide, pick and slide. Okay, so after that part, the whole bit sounds like this. And then we're coming up to here. Okay, so we're still in A major pentatonic, but we've moved up to shape 2. And the frets are 5th fret on the B string, and then sliding up to the 7th fret. So it's a very similar sort of sound to the first part, but we're doing a bit higher up. And the other thing that's going on is we've got the open E string as well, which gives a really nice sort of clashing sound. To begin with, we're actually playing an E on both, and then as you slide up, you get that sort of clashing sound, and then it comes back into the same note. So we do that a couple of times. Okay, after that it goes. And I think of this as being back in shape 1. Okay, on the 4th fret of the G string, up to the 5th fret of the E string. So we're skipping a string there. And then we've got a half tone bend off the 4th fret on the G string, which we release back to the 4th fret unbent. So. Okay, and then we finish it off on the A, which is the 2nd fret on the G string. So if I put all that's sort of the low area of the neck part done, so I'll put all that together. And then as the solo builds, we're going to come up the neck, up to here, to this bit that sounds like. Okay, so we'll look at that lick. So we are still in A major pentatonic. This is now shape 4. So we come right up here and you slide up with your middle finger. So you're sliding up to the 10th fret on the B string. So we've got that little hammer on part there, it's quite quick. So the way to play this is keep your middle finger down on that 10th fret and your index finger down on the 9th fret of the G string. So you've got 10th fret on the B, 9th fret on the G, and you're going to hammer on to the 11th fret of the G with your 3rd finger. So you get this, it's like a 3-note lick. So it's 9, 13, and then up onto the 10th fret. Sorry, 9, 11, not 13, 9, 11, and then 10 on the B string. Okay, and the first time around it actually just starts with the 10th fret. Okay, so we're playing that 5 times, and then we've got a bend. And then we do it again, just without the leading in 10th fret on the B string. So for that part, that's going to rely on some hammer-on technique. So when you're practicing it, just really take it slowly. And what you're going to be looking for is to make sure that that hammer-on note, that hammered-on note, that hammer-on note, is the same volume as your pick notes. Okay, you don't want this like that sort of thing where it goes dead when you hammer on. So you've got to make sure that's loud enough. And the other thing that you've got to be careful of is that the hammer-on's not too fast or too slow. You might find that it starts going. As you're trying to work on getting the power down, you lose the sort of control of when it happens. So take it nice and slow. Make sure it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Not. And that's gonna, when you played in the solo, that's really gonna come through then. Okay, so all together we've got. And after that it sounds like this. Okay, so we're doing the same lick 3 times there. And what it is the we're still in this same shape, shape for a major pentatonic, but now we're up onto the 12th fret of the B string, and we're doing, it's like a pre-bend, so a whole tone this time. So that means 2 frets. That's the distance you want to hear as you're bending it. Okay, and that's a pre-bend, so you pick it as it's up and then release it down to the 12th fret, and then down with your index finger on the 10th fret of the B string to the 11th fret on the G string, and then back up to the 12th fret, sorry, the 10th fret on the B string. Okay. The other thing that's going on there is, again, we've got this open E string in the background. Which gives just a really cool sort of clashing sound. Okay, and you do that 3 times. And then we come right up here for this lick. Okay. So, we're all the way up now on the 17th fret of the B string with your index finger. And it's the same sort of technique that we were looking at before, except now we're playing 2 strings with the same finger. So we've got an extra bit of technique that we've got to look at for that. But first of all, starting 17th fret on the B string, hammer on to the 20th fret. So we're right up there now, 20th fret on the B string with your 3rd finger, and then it's the 17th fret on the E string with your index finger again. So you're going to have to flatten your index finger across the 17th fret on the B string and the E string, just to be able to do that. You don't want to be going trying to play each string individually, because it's too fast for that. And after that, we've got a bend on the 20th fret of the B string. It's a full tone bend again, so. So I think we're doing it 5 times again. Followed by a bend. And then we've got this lick. All right, and we're still in this minor pentatonic, but what we're doing here is we're coming up to the 20th fret on the E string. And it's a full bend up, and then a release, and then a pull off to the 17th fret, and then back on to the 20th fret of it, all on the E string. Okay? So you've got to pull off there, so you're going to have your index finger down on the 17th fret, ready. And then you come down to the B string 20th fret, and do another full bend there. And then you play the 17th fret on the E string, it's the same note. And then you bend it again at the 20th fret on the B string to match that. Okay, sounds like that. I'll play that a bit more slowly. All right. And then after that, we go back into the fast part, but just before we do that, it's led in with a 17th fret on the E string. And then we're back into the hammer-on part. Okay, same bend on the 20th fret of the B string. And then we do that lick there. So again, we're doing 17th fret on the E string, and then the B string with your index finger. And then E string, 20th fret, full bend twice, and then 20th fret without the bend, and then down to the 17th fret, and then back up to the 20th fret, and then we're going to bend the 20th fret on the B string a full tone. Okay? So that's the lick we're going for. And then to finish it off, it comes down like this. Okay, so you could think of this as sort of combining the major and minor pentatonic for that note there. So what we do is we start on the 17th fret with the high E string, and then we come down to the 20th fret on the B string, and then bend it up a full tone, and then release it back down to the 20th fret, and then it's 2 on the 19th fret of the B string, and then 2 on the 17th fret of the B string. So altogether that sounds like. Okay, and that is the whole solo done. So I'll play it through again so you can hear how it goes. I'll go through it slowly, and then we've covered the whole song. So here we go. Alright, so that's the whole lot there. So when you're practicing this, I really encourage you to think about the, I've been talking about like the shapes that we're in all the time. Try and get that covered when you're practicing. Don't just learn it sort of as numbers on the frets. It'll really help you to remember it if you know the shapes as well, where it's all coming from. And there's one other thing I wanted to note is the vibrato on this. Paul Kosover is doing a really fast, quite aggressive vibrato throughout this solo. I haven't really been doing it here because it's easier to hear the notes that I'm playing. But once you've got it covered and you're happy with the notes, try introducing that vibrato as well, so you get this sort of really aggressive sounding, especially on the bends. Okay, so you can really shake your hand there to get that closer to that sound. And that concludes our lesson on All Right Now by Free. I hope you enjoyed it, and keep practicing, and I'll see you next time.